Time you move from being normal to trying to be exceptional, people aren't going to like this.
And that's why every true leader, they're called weird. They're called eccentric. When you do the things of real leadership, you're going to be called strange.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Andy Bezeau is here with the Tactical Take, Riff Clichards, powered by Tactical Edge Pro Shop. I really appreciate you taking the time to come, Andy.
Oh, no problem.
Andy has a long resume. I'll give you some snippets of the experience that this man has. He was drafted by the Boston Bruins in 1990 in the 11th round. He played a pro career in hockey from 1991 to 2001, spanning over 10 years. His last stop was with the Providence Bruins of the AHL. Before all of his pro time, he did play in the OHL of the Canadian Hockey League for the Niagara in 1989 through to 1991.
Yep.
After his pro career, Andy decided to transition into player development and skill development for hockey players. He's a certified power skating instructor. He started a development program called Express Hockey prior to moving away. When he did come back to Canada, he fired up another program called the Bezeau Skills in conjunction with some teams that he runs out of the name Warrior Selects. Excellent. You coached my boy and really got him to develop quite a bit. I'm very impressed with what you are able to do with kids, and your process seems a little different than a lot of people around. Number one, let's start with, you were supposed to be here last week. You weren't able to make it. You had some things come up personally at home that you needed to take care of, and I'd like to talk about that. There is a baby sheep by the name of Annie.
Annie, yep.
Annie the sheep was delivered on your farm. You found this sheep without a mother, kind of struggling to live, and decided to pick up this sheep and nurse the sheep yourself back to health. I spoke to your wife, Michelle. She told me that you were spending nights in the garage, sleeping in the garage with this baby sheep, bottle feeding it to revive it and bring it to life. Tell me about that experience and your love for animals.
Well, I was driving in to take care of my animals because I have chickens, turkeys that I grow, because I'm really conscious of what I eat. And I know what I feed them. I know how I treat them. So with the lambs, I was going in. I didn't know the mother was pregnant. And if I wasn't there, if it took another 15 minutes, the baby would have probably died. The mother was licking the baby, like getting the membrane off of it, but her blood sugar and everything else would have dropped so much because it was St. John, it's cold.
Yeah.
So anyway, I picked it up. Put the baby on my skin underneath my sweatshirt, jumped in the truck, put the blast of heat on, sat there, started coming around. So then I took Annie, I went and got some milk, because it's important to get the feed in them. The mother didn't know how to let the baby feed. Okay. And sometimes that happens when you first have a sheep that's first time going through the process.
Yeah.
I actually think Annie was born premature too, so she was small. So yeah, I've been sleeping in the garage. I've been feeding her probably every 3 hours. She's spending the majority of the day outside now, walking around. I still have to feed her. Like once I'm done here, I'll go home and do it again.
Yep.
And then I'll be doing that for 30 days. But she's probably put on triple the weight so far.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Andy, when did you start the farming life, and where did you learn how to do these things?
Well, how I grew up in a violent home. Me and my brother and my mother were in Hesse House like 7 times. Okay. So that's for abuse women or for guys that beat their kids and stuff.
Yep.
So I was in there growing up. But we always had dogs and that kind of stuff. So it's always been, we're a bulldog family. I think played in Fort Wayne, Indiana was my first bulldog. Hank, got him from North Carolina because I was living down there one summer. And ever since then, I always had animals. I don't like going to the grocery store because I see the way the meat is and how they process it and everything. So I decided to start growing. And I eat for my blood type.
Okay.
So when we were in Boston, I was training Harvard's some girls that played on the Harvard's girls team, so I was their skills coach. My wife found this blood type, so when we come back home, she found somebody in Moncton that does it, and I went to her. Stuff's great. It works. I believe in it. So lamb, venison. There's only certain meats I'll eat, all for my blood type.
Okay.
And it changes everything. Like, it's a game changer. I was buying lamb from a certain farm, but I went to the barn one day. I didn't like it.
Okay.
So I started my own.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you have for animals?
I have 10 lamb right now.
And lamb?
Yeah. And Annie's the 10th one. I got 20 turkeys that are growing right now.
Okay.
So I usually do them once a year. I have 7 older chickens that are free range. They give me 7 eggs a day.
Excellent.
I have 10 other chickens that I got for day olds because I'm ramping up. I want more eggs as I eat 8 eggs a day typically.
Okay.
And I have 33 meat rabbits.
Those are for eating?
Yeah.
Okay.
So rabbit's there's only 4 types of meat I eat.
Lamb, rabbit.
Yeah, venison and rabbit.
And turkey.
And turkey. Well, turkey's a neutral.
Okay.
So, but I eat turkeys. All the other ones are positive for my blood type. And, well, to explain it, if I break my diet or break the way I eat, because typically I'll go to Romano's and get a pizza on Monday or Tuesday every month. The very next day, I'll have phlegm in my throat.
Okay, inflammation.
I have 0 phlegm from the way I eat. And like, I scan all foods in the grocery store. I haven't ate ice cream in 4 years because all the chemicals in it.
Yeah.
So I am, like, when I tell people, here's what you should do, I don't tell them anything that I don't do. Like, when I'm yelling at a kid to skate harder, I've done it.
Yeah.
I still do it. So it's not like, some people don't get that.
They don't practice what they preach, right?
And I do. And when I coach hockey teams, the kids that are on the team understand that and they see it. So they mimic it as time goes on with the teams when they do well.
Beautiful.
Like, when I'm asking somebody to do something, I'm not the guy that's standing there having a smoke outside the rink, yelling at them to skate harder. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. So every day I get up about either 3:30 in the morning. On the late days, 5:30. I go out, take care of my animals because I don't keep them where we live. My wife doesn't like the smell and all the stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah.
So I have them on a different property. I drive out, take care of my stuff, whatever I have to do in the meantime. Then I go back at night and I lock them up.
What, do you have a barn there?
No, we've been looking for a farm.
Yeah.
As long as my animals are 1 acre away from her, we're going to move there.
Okay.
But I can't find anything I like. No, I got some sheds. I got a whole bunch of fencing. I have some free range rabbits.
Yep.
I also have some that are in cages. They're long cages, as wide as the house long.
Yep.
They drop the droppings. It makes the soil better. My chickens are under there scratching everything through. So any food that falls out from them, the chickens are down there eating it. My animals are treated really good because I'm going to be eating them.
Yeah.
And you can tell the difference.
I know I can tell the difference. You go to Superstore and grab a steak and yeah, it's okay. But when you go to a good butcher, organic meat, I like to go to Bates Barn every once in a while and I bulk hamburger or meat. And you're right, there is a difference.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The taste, it's almost like you can taste the richness, the vitamins. You know what I mean?
Grass fed and everything they're eating. I collect seaweed for my lambs. They eat the seaweed because they get the minerals from it. It's there when they want it. If I go for a walk in the woods, my sheep will actually come with me and eat along the way.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, it's
the shepherd Andy Bezeau, ladies and gentlemen. That's the tactical take.
Well, they're a cool animal. Like,
All right, good. You're walking in the forest. Is this all on the west side of St. John, Grand Bay area?
No, out east is where my animals are.
Okay.
I collect maple every second year. I tap about 100 maple trees and birch trees, and that's out going towards Fredericton. I only do that every second year because I get too much. There's the spot I'm at. There's 500 trees. I could turn it into an operation, but I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah, for peace of mind.
Yeah. I also collect mushrooms. Kelka, I believe it's called.
Okay.
You make teas out of it. You grind it up.
Yep.
I probably have about 150 pounds of it. I'll take about half because that way there it'll continue to grow. I have some spots. I just let it grow. I know nobody's going to because it's too hard to get to.
Yep.
It's massive. I'll probably go back in 2 years' time and then harvest it.
How do you find these spots, Andy? Do you just go out throughout the land and just go for walks?
I go out when the snow is really high so that I have to trudge through the woods, and because it's almost a workout for me.
For sure.
If the trees are too high to climb, then I just kind of leave them there later, and then I'll go back with a rope and a harness and then get them.
Yep.
But like my maple syrup that I do, it's all by hand, because my thought process is the harder things are, the better you are in life.
Yeah, for sure.
I do my yoga, I do my jiu-jitsu, I do my judo, and I do karate, because in 3 years' time, I'm going to go to Japan and fight.
All right.
So, but in 3 years' time, I should be pretty decent at it. And because the guys that I train with over at Shiplikai, a whole bunch of really good guys. Mike is a black belt in karate, black belt in judo. Also, I believe he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. If he's not, he's won like a purple belt.
Yeah.
And then you got John Mallory, who goes to the Worlds, and all these guys. So everything I do is kind of
Purposeful.
back to sports, and if it's not hard, I don't find it's worth really doing. I shouldn't say that in a sense, but you get my...
I like it. When you work for it, the juice is worth the squeeze. Everything feels a little better when you've taxed yourself a little bit for it, right? You've earned it. Right?
Well, I can tell you this. 2 weeks ago, I was training here in KV. I trained with Marcus Mason, who was really good in judo growing up. He's kind of my training partner. And I was training out here in KV at Richards Club, and I think the kid was probably 13. Let's just say he's 13, but he's really skilled. He got me with a great move. And I like that.
Yeah.
Because he's a skilled technician. I'm a guy that's trying to learn a skill starting from scratch.
Yeah.
But it's the feeling, because that's what I think about hockey is you have to fall in love with the process, and the failures that you do along the way make you who you're going to be in this sport.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids, a lot of parents don't want their kids to fail. So they make up these, that's why you see these coaches that they always coach their kid. They make sure he gets the good ice. He makes sure this. They run practices. I've been saying this for years. However good the kid is, that's how the dad runs the practices.
Yeah.
If his kid's in the middle, that's why practices are slow, so it's for him.
Okay.
And like, again, I have a lot of opinions on the hockey, but well, like with the martial arts, there's a whole bunch of, it's all about honor. It's all about respect. And a lot of that stuff, like the people that are running it are really good at what they do. They don't get enough recognition.
Yeah.
Well, with me, any chance I get, I will, because I see them. Like it's like there's a husband and wife, Pat Foley, who's phenomenal, and his wife, Katie, in jiu-jitsu, and Pat's, again, all these, they live the lifestyle. Well, I've learned some stuff from them, and I've actually incorporated into what I'm doing this basically since the springtime. I've been working on low-valued skills.
Okay.
That, I'll give you an example. Kids that play midget here, midget AAA.
Yep.
They think they can stop, right? And they stop well. I get them on the A's. I can show them how bad they are at stopping.
Okay.
People don't actually think about stopping as a huge skill, but if you're off balance or on one foot, you can't take off. So that means you have to reload to be able to do it. For the last 4 months, I've been doing stuff I haven't worked on ever. Evolved it. And I have a kid that's going away next year. He's been catching on because he's been doing it. It's going to be interesting to see what he does going to in the future. And then I have another kid that's staying. He's been doing it. He's one of the better kids in town. He's going to be staying here.
Okay.
It's interesting, whether people know it or not. I'm a data guy. Behind the scenes, I look at things, and when I coach, I'm coaching what's going to win games. It's how you manage a bench. You always have a guy that makes mistakes, and you're playing them all the time because they have that crazy rule. He'll never, like, a good example is two-line hockey.
Yeah.
Okay? I hate it. I went and coached it once, and I said I'd never go again. It's getting bigger here in
Very much.
this area. It's wrecking more hockey players because the kid comes to the bench. I'm trying to give him feedback on what to do, how to do things. Well, somebody takes a penalty. You got to put this kid right back out. They never stop. They just keep rolling the lines. So you can't teach them anything. It's glorified pond hockey, but it's not the same as pond hockey because pond hockey, you're there with your friends, you're just playing.
Yeah.
And my point is, like on the year that I was coaching your son, I had a kid, everybody would go, oh, geez, he's so good. Look at him go, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I said, he's not a player because I will say the same thing to this guy every single game, every single practice, and he will do the same thing that he always does. There's no growth in his game.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the data is when people who leave St. John typically go further than hockey after they leave Bantam here. They leave, they go away, they play longer, and they do it. The kids who stay in the midget AAA program, especially if they don't make it the first year, they're really out of hockey. Whether they know it or not, like the parents will keep doing it.
Yeah.
But the program's never changed. The same people have been running it for 20 years. They think they're doing a wonderful job. I look at it and go, well, who are you producing? What is it you're doing? Who are we moving on? I do these little things where I keep notes. I'm watching these two guys. One guy's staying here. One guy's going away.
You're going to do a comparison.
Who's going to be playing?
Yeah.
Because they're both doing the things I'm showing them. Right now, they're both doing it, and they're both really good at it. Well, what happens now? Who's coaching them? I know where the one kid's going. I know the people running it.
Yeah.
They're really good. I know the people here that are going to be coaching the team in St. John. They get the job because they're politically tied in.
Okay.
Not qualified, if I'd say.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Andy Bezeau with some hot takes. I like it. We'll jump back into some more hockey here in a little bit. I'm going to take you back again. Yeah, I got your farming stuff in a little bit. I like that. Do you find that therapeutic? A little bit, like going in, just being in nature?
Yep.
Yeah. I've been I don't know if I heard it on a podcast or reading on it. I can't remember, but the minimalist shoes and getting your feet on the earth and letting your toes grip the earth and as you're walking around.
I'm walking in the woods with no...
Are you going bootless, shoeless? All these new Skechers and stuff with the big foam heels.
I own grounding sheets. So back in 2000, I come home, London, England. I got loaned out from Detroit Vipers to London, England. And Detroit was cleaning house because they bought the Tampa Bay Lightning. So all us older guys were being shipped out. We went to London. They brought 7 of us in from that same team in Detroit that was really good.
Yep.
So we end up winning. So I come home from London, England. My wife's family owns roofing companies. I was working with a guy. I was climbing the ladder, decided to go roofing.
Yep.
Bad mistake. So I was climbing the ladder. The guy in the bottom turned out to be Michelle's brother. The phone started ringing in the car.
Yep.
He left foot in the ladder, went to get the phone. The ladder sunk into the grass, slid down. I fell 45 feet, hit the ground. Torn rotator cuff, torn bicep, grade 2 concussion, and turned out to be a cracked pelvis. I laid in bed for a month. I'm not a dope smoker. Never smoked it growing up, but weed actually works when you're in pain. That's what I was for the pain.
Yeah, for sure.
Laid in bed for a month because I couldn't walk. And then I get up, went to training camp. A month later, was playing. Jamie Hushkoff gave me a little bump. My left leg stayed numb for 3 years. I was doing rehab and all that kind of stuff. Rehab wasn't working. So I started doing my own body tempering, which is, foam rolling.
Yep.
I use steel.
All right.
I have steel piping because it came from a guy down in the United States. I found him. He's a power lifter, and it became a whole thing. So anyway, what it does is it crushes the fascia, starts getting things going. I have pipes that I use. So I started doing that. I do acupuncture. I do grounding, like what you were saying earlier. I have grounding mats. I have a grounding pillow. When I do go in the woods, I'll take off my shoes.
Where you're at.
I have a spot out east. It's all marsh. I just cruise through there. I have the same path. I know I'm not going to hurt my feet when I'm doing it.
Yep.
Being in nature, like with the animals and all that stuff, is therapeutic.
Great.
And you're actually, it's already proven. If you help people and you do nice things, you feel good about it. I get it from hockey when the energy is high. Because when you coach good hockey teams, the energy's high. They'll all want to do it.
Yeah.
When you have a couple, and you can see it on any hockey team. I know I've done a good job if I only have 3 parents complaining on a team. That's basically 100%. Because them 3 parents, they're never going to get it anyway because they only care about their kid, nobody else's.
Yeah.
People say, I'm out there. Well, I used to protect goal scorers. I seen how selfish they were. I was saying how bad Toronto was because I could just tell, like, the body language. What we would do is if I had a goal scorer that was a dick,
Yep.
I'd let him take 2 or 3 punches in the head. Then I come in and do my job. And then I tell him in practice. They usually stop being a dick. And if he continues to be a dick, I'll make it really hard on him.
Yeah.
It was known as a good teammate. Do what needs to be done, right? Not feeling good, coach tells you to go do it, you go do it. And with youth hockey, when you give a kid a role and he'll fit into it and accept it, teams do well.
Yeah.
Like and the way I'll run my stuff anyway, even if you're one of the top players in the team, if you're not going, you're
Get
not
the
playing.
bench. That's right. I do appreciate that. So
yeah, I mean, it's because there's the other thing is you're trying to teach somebody like circles. I had names for guys. All you do is circles. You never stop and start because you won't do the hard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can watch NHL. The guys that circle, they're out of the playoffs because there are some guys that do it. They get away with it because their talent's so high, but they never win. And guys in the team don't particularly want to go to war for them guys.
Yeah.
Because they won't do it for you.
You need a high work rate.
Yeah.
Really, when it comes down to it. Man, there's so much here, so much to unpack. Here we go. You're doing a lot of talking about your body and your health. How old are you now?
56.
56 years old, and you look like a specimen still over there. I see you're still in shape, clearly. You eat to your blood type. There's not a lot of phlegm build up in your throat. I think that's an indication of inflammation in the body. Do your elbows and knees, do you feel like they're pretty loose for being 56? Do you deal with a lot of inflammation?
No. So I have this thing where you put your feet in it, you put some salt in, and it draws the toxins out of your body. So I do things where you're pulling out the heavy metals.
The ionic foot bath. Yes.
Yeah. So I've had that for, 10 years now.
Yes, sir.
I believe in it. It works. I have a verb plate that shakes you.
I have one of those. Yeah. I call it the meat shaker.
Yeah. Well, there's your lymph nodes.
Okay.
The body will do it if you do all the things that need to be done. As far as information, yeah, I think I get it because my blood type, that's what it's known for.
Okay.
I do everything in my power to fight that.
Yeah.
Shoulders are supposed to be replaced, but the problem is, Dr. Fletcher said if I do that, then I'm done all the other sports. So I put up with the pain. I don't like the pain, but I
Do you want to keep
CBD. I'll take certain plants. Anything I can. Right now, I got it's from China, and I put on this stuff, and it feels great.
It's like a tiger balm, but no.
Oh, it's the red flower, it's called,
Okay.
but I don't actually know what the name is of the Chinese name of it. So everything is for me is naturopath, that kind of way. Don't get me wrong. I will go see Steve Korskadin if pains, like he's given me a prescription that I'll have, things are really bad, but he knows how I am. They're just there sitting. I've been going into tournaments. The next week, unbearable pain.
That's where I'm going with all this. It's mind blowing to me. So you're 56, in shape, doing the right things, but your body's taking a toll, right? Your shoulders are gone. You're doing things just to kind of keep them in there and keep you going. How the heck are you doing one of the hardest mixed martial arts, judo, where it's all throws? You're up standing to, next thing you know, you're hip toss over someone and you're slammed full force into the ground. You're getting pounded into the ground all the time with these young guys and training because you want to go compete.
I'm going to go compete in karate. That's the goal because people don't know this, but I'm a sumo nut. I love watching sumo.
Sumo wrestling.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Every 3 months it's on. I don't miss it on YouTube. I watch it. Love it.
Why do you like sumo wrestling, Andy?
I have no idea.
They're just two big giant dudes running into each other.
But the power in these guys is sickening.
Yeah.
So I hover towards Japan for some reason. I like that. Judo is, I believe everybody should do judo. It humbles you. You can have a 13-year-old throw you with good technique.
Yeah.
You can have the people that you meet there. It's all about honor. Kata, the one I'm going to be doing it's all about knives and guns, taking it away from them. The jiu-jitsu part of it, it's all chokes. So it's almost like a complete technique, if you know what I mean, self-defense technique.
For sure. When I read on judo to see what it is, it's throws. I know there's a lot of throws, but it's obviously more than that. Judo, the translation of that is the gentle way,
yep,
which focuses on using an opponent's momentum against them, essentially, using their own weight against them and directing the force away, essentially using their power against them. I like that you're humble about it too. You're doing these skills with the 13-year-old who's a tacticianer at his craft, and he tapped you out or whatever. He got the best of you in that skill set. And you respect it because there's that honor thing. Respect the craft of it.
I mean, there was another kid, Nick. He trains in Montreal. He comes home, and he's just off the charts. He had me one day. My legs are straight up in the air, and I had no clue what he did to me. And I just flew. There's nothing you could do about it. And that's what I like about judo is I'm still learning the techniques, how to say the words. But when you have it, it really is a gentle way, because when he threw me, it wasn't muscle. It was all technique.
Yeah.
And it's like being in a car accident. You just don't know what happened.
That's it. You just end up wrecked.
Boom.
Back when we first started kind of talking a little bit, it was funny. I ever really, I just let you do your thing. Everyone told me, you just don't bother Bezeau. Don't talk to him. He'll talk to you if he wants to, type of deal. I think the parents kind of help build this mystique around you of like, oh, stay away from Bezeau. I don't like that. Now that I'm through the walls, I like that. But you met my dad, who, similar to you, I feel like you two are similar in a way of you are continuously evolving throughout your life. So he was a St. John shipbuilder, gets laid off, unemployed, we're poor, we're trying to figure it out. He dropped out of high school. Later in life, he goes back to college, gets his GED, meets a guy named Dave Cripps out of the Norton area, starts learning the craft of plumbing, becomes a plumber, gets his GED, gets his plumbing degree, starts his own business. And then out of nowhere, I kind of got him into CrossFit. I was banging my body up, and I kind of got him going at that. And he liked that, but it started getting too hard on his body at 50-something. And then he decided to get into yoga. Out of nowhere, my dad goes to a yoga class. Next thing I know, he's doing courses and training. And then he's a yoga instructor. It's insane. And then he told me one day that, hey, Andy Bezeau, Xander's coach, was in one of my classes. I'm like, what? So then that's how I learned that Bezeau was into yoga. So are you still practicing yoga? Do you find that is still something that's very good for your mind, body, spirit, core?
I think every athlete should be doing it. If I wish I was playing hockey in today's game.
Okay.
But like I said, I had too many things outside of hockey to work on. Yeah, I do yoga. Your old man's a great guy. I tore my hamstring this year, so I was out for a long time because it was black. I was doing judo. So I tore that, but now I'm back. I like going 6 days a week if I can, but I'm about 4 right now. It depends how hard judo is and all these other things.
Yes.
But yeah, I think yoga's outstanding. Hotter the better for me.
Like hot yoga.
Sounds weird, but I like when you're on the bottom and you stand up and you get lightheaded. I like that feeling.
Yeah.
For some, don't know why.
It's a whole taxing your body thing.
Yeah.
You know you're doing something.
Yeah.
Something that's beneficial too.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, you feel great when you leave.
I was doing hot yoga with a friend of mine's wife. He passed away. Mentor of mine in my former career. He passed away, and she was going through a hard time, and she asked me to go to a class with her. So I started going heavily for 4 months. We were going uptown to a place called The Nest and doing hot yoga, just being there with her, and we'd do the practice. At the end of it, there was this nice meditation piece where you would lay on the mat and you'd listen to the instructor, and you go through the process and just lay there and sweat. And
I'm still learning that.
oh yeah, just lay there and sweat. And it's just, but man, I felt great after. I'd come out of there like feeling like $100, and I felt connected. It was good. So I'm glad I was there for her.
I'm a firm believer all these things should be done with the kids in school.
Yeah.
Teach them.
Build a whole lot more mental resilience, right? Because there's a lot of young kids that are struggling with mental health, addiction, this, that, and the other. They're looking for a feeling of something enjoyable, and might be grabbing it in the wrong places.
Definitely grab it in the wrong places. I quit drinking whenever Riley won the Memorial Cup with the Sea Dogs. So well over 4 years, I think.
Yep.
I haven't had any alcohol. Leading up to that, I was weaning off of it. Like growing up, I was on it hard.
Yep.
But no matter how drunk I was, I got up the next day and still went and did my training. Other guys, especially the ones here that didn't end up playing or whatever, they'd lay in bed.
Yeah.
I always made sure I did it. But I could have went further if I wasn't on the alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people can say that. I think it ruined my younger years for sure. We all live and experience life differently. Alcohol ruins a lot of opportunities in people's lives. That's for sure.
It's like with my life, I love my life. I wouldn't change anything except maybe not being drunk all the time growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I
What a
really
waste of
didn't get
time, eh?
What's that?
What a waste of time that was.
What?
Every weekend. Like,
What?
just going at it. Wasted time. And the older you get, you realize that it's kind of a short ride.
Yeah.
The whole thing's not that long. So, and those were some fun years, but wasted. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think you're right. There's more wasted time than there was actually fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I have fun now.
The right way to do it, if you're going to do it at all, would have been do it in moderation. When it turns into this habit of every weekend.
Yes, I mean, the same with us playing. Like we were piss tanks. Like it was
Piss tank. I like that. Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take you back. I'd like to jog your memory here a little bit. I talked to Kyle Fryers, a mutual friend of ours, and he told me about a childhood pond of yours that he excavated.
Yep.
Something on your property. You had him come in. You wanted the pond to come back to life, but you're like, don't touch that rock. It had some sentimental value to you from your childhood. Can you tell me a bit about this pond and what that meant to your childhood?
Well, that pond had rocks, like in the middle of it. You'd have a great big rock. You'd have to skate around. That's just where I basically played all the time. And we'd sit on that rock, the big one. That's where we put our skates on. And I had them come in, dig it out, just to bring it back because I was bringing ducks in, some meat ducks, but it didn't go well because they took off the very first night.
Where did you buy those ducks from? I'm sorry, I just heard
I got them from
the cooks.
Cook. They're on Facebook because they're down by the airport. They're still kicking around. People see them.
Yeah.
But Cook gave me some meat ones, but my chickens, they're nasty little girls.
Yeah.
So put the ducks in, they chased them right out of the...
Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
So they were gone. But yeah, that pond, me and Greg Bonin and guys on church land played there all the time.
It's your spot.
Yeah.
Is this a property, like a family property of yours?
That was my old man's. I bought it way back. I would have bought that probably in 2000 when bought it for him. So that way there, I was just before. Yeah, that's when it happened, 2000. So he was money problems or whatever. So I paid off his thing, and he lived there until he couldn't live there.
Okay.
So,
respectful,
what?
Right? That's you were able to give back at that time, and you did.
Yeah, I mean, he caused a lot of grief in our family, but again, he had grief growing up. My kids aren't raised the same way as I was raised.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had it worse than what he gave us because he didn't know better. My kids are all doing well, and that is a broken cycle. It's not
like
happening.
that you said that, Andy Bezeau. It's a different generation, but the times were much harder. How they were raised was different than I'm raising my kids, for sure. My childhood was nowhere near your childhood. We had issues, tensions, different things going on, but I always considered myself the breaker of chains. I wanted to be the one that was able to cut this link of dysfunction throughout the family, and I'm trying to, cut my daughter and my son loose and let them start fresh, whatever that may be. If they leave.
You seen that because remember I came to you and I told you how nice your kid was and how you're doing a good job.
You did.
I'll tell people, whoever I think it, I'll go tell them, but I'm not just showing out, that participate, like, good job for showing up. No, like, there's all kinds of parents that, like, that's half the problem with the minor hockey is you got these parents that they'll step on your kid and everybody else is to move ahead.
For sure.
And
that's out there.
I see that all the time. Like but again, it's interesting. Like
it is. It comes through hardship a little bit. I remember you talking about that at some point where it's not even about the kids being soft, but when people don't come from a tough situation where you have to build a little bit of resilience to life, hardships, they operate a little differently, right? That's historically true all the way through, I think.
I mean, I've hung out with guys that have millions of dollars. I've hung out with guys that are struggling, and people in between, like middle class, everything. I've met a lot of millionaires that are complete dicks,
Yep.
and I met some really solid dudes, just like guys with no money are the cream of the crop as well.
That's
Because
right.
money means nothing based on how someone carries themselves or if they're solid and what they do for their family. Like, half the stuff you see is a facade.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Societal
you
status.
were asking some questions with me, most things people wouldn't even know with the animals and all the stuff, and they just see, oh, you fought in a rink. Well, that's my job.
That was your job,
Right.
There's so much more to the man Andy Bezeau, and that's why I wanted to do this today, because I hear so much in the rinks. I sit back and I just kind of listen. I soak everything in. I always have my ears open. I have the conversations, but there was this assumption that Andy Bezeau's just a madman. He's crazy. Oh, you don't want to go there. Then I'm like, there's more to him than that, right? I got to see you interact in a different way with the kids. Go hard. But then there was always this little light at the end of the tunnel. There's always this moment at the end where you're like, go for a skate. Boys all just start free skating around, and they're kind of playing around and having fun, and you're out there and just being one of the boys. That was the moment. There's more to the badness here than what people think.
Typically, like when I was coaching Bantam the first time, we'd be undefeated. Okay. We had no complaints on our team. I shouldn't say that. There was one guy, but he's always hates whoever coaches his kid.
Yeah.
But he was on our team. The next year we were able to move him over to the Kings, which was great. And then we went on. That was the year we went undefeated. There's always people that are going to try and change the narrative based around what they want, right? It's harder to coach a team that goes undefeated than it is coaching a team that loses all the time. I change what I do based on who I'm dealing with. I'm not a psychologist, but there's certain things you can see from a dressing room. I heard the saying a long time ago, if a guy's always getting shit at home, give him ice cream. If a guy's always giving ice cream at home, give him shit. That's basically every kid on a hockey team. I tell the kids and I tell the parents, I know who's card coaching. You can see it because they're not even doing what I'm asking them to do. And take it back with my own kids. Never once anybody coaching my team did I go complain at minor hockey. I just sat there, watched them, and I tell them to work harder. I watched my girl. She had a lot of bad coaches. Didn't say nothing. Because me complaining or calling minor hockey to complain on them, never did it. I get people that I'm coaching, they'll be calling nonstop, or if they're buddies with the president of Vets, they're calling them. I'll give you a great example. The president of Vets' kid was on the Kings. I was coaching the Sharks. I offered to do a player profile on every single kid that was in ETSA. They didn't want it. No big deal. So I started coaching the Sharks. We're undefeated. Their team's a bit of a disarray. I took 14 affiliates. They were losing their minds at the start of the year.
Yeah.
The rule is 19 affiliates. I wanted 19. They wouldn't let me do it. They kept fighting me. They only wanted 4 kids. Then they started losing. The same guy that was telling me no on everything calls me up and says, hey, can you fix the Kings?
Yeah.
I started laughing, right? I already tried to do that. Well, by me saying no, he gets his panties in a bunch and he's not going to like me. So he's go and cause the grief. That's what happens within minor hockey, right? That's why I always say that nobody should be coaching with their kids involved. But minor hockey does it We've had all kinds of guys, but they run them out because the parents complain and the people in charge get rid of them.
Okay.
And that's what it's hard to say. It's hard to find. Yeah, it's hard to find guys because you let the parents drive them out.
Yeah.
Right? Here's how I look at minor hockey. You got Todd Pye, who's the president of Hockey New Brunswick, okay? You got Nick Jansen, who's the executive, or what do you want to call it? I never see them guys in a rink. Do you see them in a rink going, hey, how do you make it better? Hey, what do you think? What do you think we should do? They're not there, right? In my skills, if I have a guy that's working for me, I'm texting about 6 other parents going, how's it going?
Yeah.
They've been around me long enough, they'll say, he's not very good, or it's really good.
Yep.
Then, just like with players, I'll not show up to a hockey team on purpose with my assistant coach runs it. Does my team treat him differently? And they do. So I come in the next time and I blast them or skate them. Because what you're doing is, it's not okay to take a day off because the supply teacher's in.
Like it.
You continue working. So I do that stuff, little things behind the scenes that people don't know about.
I read an article on you called The Dead End Kid. It was a really good article trying to understand who Andy Bezeau is and some of his upbringing and how he got to where he was drafted by the Bruins from such hard times. I really want to know more about that. How is it even possible, right? So the article talks about your difficult childhood. Looking back now, how much did those early experiences as a child build you to the point of where you are now, or making it pro?
I think anybody should go through tough times like that. But like the only guy that knocked me out, and it's not a claim to fame, it's just a true statement to this date, is my old man.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was 14 years old, after he knocked me out, I jumped up and punched him. He never hit me again. Okay. So I think it sounds bad, but here's what it shows. I'm not going to take your shit. And it's the same thing with anyone. If you don't have a backbone, or if you're not going to step up and say something, I don't care what people say because it doesn't affect me. I know what they're saying, but it's not an accurate statement because there's always other things that happen behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right? It gave me the resilience, but it also, he made me like a wild dog in a sense.
Yeah.
Rick Dudley said it to me. You were just over the top.
Yep.
That's what it was, right? Yeah, I was.
There's a lot of built up, probably resentment, rage within you. Is that
I
accurate?
always control my rage.
Okay.
I learned how to, yeah, like but again, this comes down to this, is I exercise so much to dull whatever's in me.
I was about to say that. So it's
Roman Catholic.
Mhm.
I've also looked at like other things. You said it earlier. You broke the chain. You changed things. Well, I did it with mine.
Yeah.
My kids know that. They have to be careful. Like the girls, if they come home and say somebody treated them bad, they have to be careful on me hearing or what it is, because it's still
the rabbit Wolverine
Right.
will be released pretty quick.
Yeah,
Right.
like
If
it's from
necessary.
and I don't say that in
That's a protective father thing, as you should say it
yeah,
that way.
like it's not about fighting. It's
Man, it's caring for your babies,
it's
dude.
there. You're probably the first person I've said I'm religious. It's none of. That's just me. Like
Yeah, it's none of people's business, really. And if you want
Yeah.
to talk about it, so be it. I want to talk about your family a little bit. Seeing how we brought them up, and I messaged Michelle because I just wanted to kind of get a little insight, I asked Kyle Fryer, do you think Bezeau would mind if I reach out to Michelle? And he's like, no, she's the most marvelous, kind woman ever. I learned a little bit about your daughters. A lot of people, parents, the community, thought Bezeau's a wild man. And I remember when you got the job with the crack, and oh my God, he can't. There's no way this is going to work out. This guy's a savage. Everyone thought that it was a bad move, right? You have a daughter named Allie. Allie, you broke the chains, clearly. Allie's gone off and has a master's degree in clinical social work. Highly educated. Avery, also with a bachelor in health sciences degree from St. FX. I remember when you were with the Sharks, you had to go away for her graduation. I could tell that it was a proud dad moment there. You get down there at St. FX and watch her get her X-ring. Now she's in her second year doing medical lab techs. So you have two highly educated girls, and then your son, Riley, who is chasing the dream still. Riley took a great path through hockey, got himself drafted into the Q, played very well for the St. John Sea Dogs, went off to play pro between the ECHL and the AHL. Yeah, it was with the Florida Panthers. He's been to plenty of their camps. He's in the mix. That's a testament to you as a father. You were able to raise these three very successful humans, surpassing your struggles, maintaining a strong family unit, holding down a wife. I don't know how she puts up with you.
Oh, I mean, it's great. I didn't do good in school. Allie didn't want to play hockey. She played soccer. Played at St. John UNB soccer. Avery played hockey. Riley, I pushed. I also kept track. I know how many hours he had when he was 6 years old. I know what he did. Same thing with the other kids. I track everything. I do data and the numbers. As far as Allie, she struggled in high school. Then when she went to college, was all A's. Avery's always been getting high marks. She's going to go into medical school after she's done this. Allie, I want her to go get her PhD because she can become a professor.
Yeah.
For me, then I get to say she's a professor or some.
It feels great.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd be, yes. They're not into the sports. They're into the academic. And
that's
it's
so
the
important.
same thing. It's whatever you're going to do. I seen your clip where you were talking about you're going to be in the beer leagues.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've never believed that. People can be anything they want as long as they're driven and they want to chase it, right?
Yep.
Even if you fail chasing your initial dream, there's going to be a turn in the road that you still make it, and it's the journey. It's the process that you have to. And then when you're talking about me with the martial arts and that stuff, is I'm still chasing that process.
Yep.
And I'll never stop. Like, I became a Red Seal bricklayer when I retired from hockey. Loved it because it's all hard work.
Yep.
But when I started having kids, I stayed home and started hockey. So that's how I kind of started it. So yeah, if they end up having kids, I'm sure they'll be doing some good things for me and throwing away the bad things.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Then you'll still have a piece of the pie too to help that generation, man. How cool would that be if let's call it 6-year-old Riley Bezeau's son and you're working the craft and the two of you are working the craft with him? Unreal.
You want to hear a funny so I was coaching when I first stopped hockey. I started coaching. I took a Bantam B team from Lancaster, and we ended up finishing second, beating like the Bantam AAA guys that moved up. And one of the kids I was coaching, I'm now coaching his kid.
Okay.
It's, it shows you, 26 years later.
How fast it goes. And it's cool, though. It's a good feeling when you know that, oh, I coached your old man.
Yep.
I want to go back to your journey through hockey. Were you playing AAA level hockey as a kid? The Pepsis? Were you playing that level? Is that how you kind of got there?
I was a bad skater, but I was a worker. I played for Simons, and then they tore down Simons Arena. Then they folded Simons and put us into St. John Youth. And that was with Milledgeville, combined the two. So I think that was the first year. We only had A or B back then.
Okay.
And you weren't allowed to move up. I played with Andrew McKim. So McKim would score 3 goals. I get 2. We were pretty dominant growing up through Simons. Mark Dorrington was our goalie for a while. So we had A and B every second year. Me and McKim would be called up as affiliates, and we do pretty good with the guys. We just weren't allowed to move up. Then I played with the Pepsis. George Melanson, he was part of it. Great guy. Greg Sanford. George, he stops by my place every Thursday. He sees if I'm in the yard, and we shoot the shit for a few minutes. We were a powerhouse back in the day, the Pepsis. What happened was, back in 2000, they took the control of the Pepsis away from the independent group and then put it under Etzer or whatever it is. And then I think it's been the Vetoes ever since. But yeah, we were a dominant force back in, that's when St. John actually had some really good hockey teams.
Okay.
Simons was great. I'll tell you a good story. Barry, the rink guy. And this is what's gone now. I feel really bad for the kids. So me and McKim would be 6 years old. We'd get whatever it costs enough for a 6-pack of beer. We'd run over to the liquor store, with an old guy that's going in to get us a 6-pack, run it over to Barry. He'd let us play on the ice all day, right?
Yeah.
Barry retired from the city. Well, now they were community rinks. The only rink that's like that now is Grand Bay. They'll let
RBCC.
kids from the neighborhood go out on the ice. You try and step on the ice at the Q-Plex or the city of St. John, they're booting you off the ice.
Yeah.
It's gone. And that hurts kids.
Yeah. You're right. Everything's scheduled out now. And I remember that old Simons rink. I think they tore it down early in my childhood, but I do remember it down by the horse track. I've heard that story before, and I have a fella that vouches on that because he did the same thing. It's Mark Duplessis. And he's like, man, I remember that. And he was doing the same type of stuff, getting the rink attendant a couple beers so they can get a little extra ice.
Yep. Oh, they were great. Like back in the day. I mean, that's what hurts. Like now, the poor character kids are gone from the game.
Yeah.
You got to have so much money.
Do you believe that Hockey Canada, or just hockey in general, hockey North America, I'll call it, have we priced the next potentially great kids out of hockey because they can't afford it? Are there guys out there packing groceries because they never had a chance to put the skates on and lace them up?
Yeah, I think there's all kinds of them missing. I think, again, when you look at Toronto and their mindset, where you have these superstars, their parents are really rich. They're already rich. So they're not about team. They're about give me the money.
Yeah.
That's what they want, the money. I think, in our sense, it's about the team. The guy that's the character guy that has to work for things. It's the journey to get there. It's the guys in the room doing it. You got to make some money to live, but it's more about playing the game. And I see it all the time. Hockey Canada is filthy rich.
Yep.
Hockey New Brunswick has $2 or $3 million. Well, why are you not hiring skills coaches all around the province to teach the other coaches to make our hockey better?
Yeah.
We're at the bottom. Like, there's all kinds of things that can be done. 100%.
They're out there.
That rule they have in the Quebec League, I think it's horrible for hockey.
What's that?
The one fight rule.
Oh, okay.
Because what you're doing is you're killing the kid that's tough, that needs more time to develop.
Yeah.
They can't even make the team now.
They're weeded out before they have a chance.
So you see how the game that way, and I see it with the people that have disposable income. Their kids are farther ahead because they're being taught by really good coaches. It comes down to money.
100%. I'd have Xander in all your clinics every time if I could. I just can't do it all the time. You do need that. You do need that to kind of keep up. You do need a little development.
Here's a funny story. So I donated $30,000 of ice.
Yep.
So kids in minor hockey could do summer camps. The mayor of St. John, Donna Reardon, and then you had Mike Simon get up and do a little press conference.
Yep.
Well, it was my money. I'm the one that donated it. So I started going after the LBR to give me a bunch of free ice for the elite kids, so-called elite kids. Well, they won't do it. And there's where kids that are doing well, we don't do enough for them.
Yeah.
We have kids that could be really good. Why aren't we taking the money from the $3 million that are sitting there? Let's get some things going.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of always charge them. An example, Nick Jansen had a clinic in the springtime. It was for house leaguers. Well, Nick's son plays in the house league. Well, I haven't seen him camp in St. John for all the kids that are doing really well. Where's their camp?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah,
And
sure. It could be a camp for everybody, right?
So now you know why they don't like me, because I'm the guy that speaks up and says that stuff to them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? We're losing the...
A lot of good kids out there that just aren't getting the look. I remember back in COVID, your name hit the newspapers. St. John skills development coach Andy Bezeau was looking to purchase a couple ice rinks. I think the Bellier might have been one of them, which is closed now.
Yep.
Was there too much red tape? Did they just say, no, you can't buy this rink?
They didn't want competition, because I can manage the rink better than they can, because I filled it. So the city manager at the time, the guy from Ontario, didn't want competition on them running their rinks. I'm like, competition has nothing to do with competition. Do a better job, and which they haven't, because you can...
Weird to me.
Like when you look at the city, the way they manage their rink, they only book ice for 4 days, and you have to call. If you call on a Friday, you can't. It's only from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Well, Grand Bay, I'll send a text. Got any open ice?
Is that a privately owned rink, Grand Bay?
It's a community rink.
Community rink.
Yeah.
So they can do whatever they want with that
They
one.
do whatever they want, and rinks don't make a crazy amount of money.
Yep.
They do in the States, because the reason here's why. When I was managing the rink for 6 months, the city manager wanted to know how much money I was making. I was like, why do you want to know that? Which I found funny. He was more concerned about me making money from it and them losing money.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty simple. You could hire me, because when I run my skills and everything else, the money goes into the facility. That's why the bills get paid.
Yep.
Right? They run a deficit right now. The LBR has been taking the ice in the summertime from the city of St. John. 4 people from the city, they appoint 4 people to sit on the LBR's board. Then the city of St. John pays the deficit for the LBRs. They don't have to make money. They pay the deficit.
Yep.
Well, that's fine and dandy for the wintertime. Is the city paying a deficit on the summertime ice? Then they shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Like way back, most people wouldn't know this, but Dave Gauntz, who was a St. John recreational director, he's the guy that writes the books.
Okay.
Him and John Yerksha, and this is right from Dave because he said it to me, John Yerksha was his silent partner. Well, he used to give John the summertime ice.
Okay.
And he was the city director. So you wonder why our ranks are struggling.
It's weird because when we go to the States for tournaments, showcases, it seems every rink that I've been in down there, they seem to be privately owned. And you go in, there's pictures, and they have all these teams and 2 ice surfaces. How come we can't have anything like that here? I just don't understand it. Can we have that here, Andy? If we have the money here in the area, can I go get the zoning and the permits and say I'm building a rink? Or is there a government body that's going to say no?
I'm not sure. I mean, the city, it's like anything. They have to approve.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody could.
Surprised it hasn't.
Here's the other thing. You don't see any of the Americans that have all these rinks trying to come to St. John to do that. So there must be something, I'm not sure. Stu Hurley doesn't even sit on, the city of St. John doesn't own the land.
Okay.
The school board does. They shut down the Bellier.
Yep.
The Bellier's ice, because I had it in the summertime, was one of the best rinks.
Freezing cold. I remember
But they said it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So they shut that one down. I think an ex-counselor now has that.
Have you ever gone out to the little pad in St. Martin's?
I used it.
Little ice.
I haven't used it since I've been back. I used it a lot when I was doing the 01 guys.
Okay, old school.
Yeah.
It's a cool little spot.
Yeah.
I love it. When they built this new rink here in Hampton and the community's outraged, they want the old rink up and running. I hear what people are saying. Run it a shortened season. If the ice plan is hurting, don't stress it as much. Shorten the ice time that it's in there. Why can't you just put in the big air conditioning unit like they have out in St. Martin's and still run it, right? People want it. The ice would sell. I don't know enough about it, how much it actually costs to run a rink. I'm just very surprised that there's not more.
If you wanted the city of St. John to do well, I don't know if you ever heard the name Chris Green. He was a guy involved in minor hockey. He was with the HNB. He was lobbying the city, guys like me pay a higher rate. So in turn, all they're doing is you and your kids have to pay more money.
Yep.
Instead of that, I went to the city one time and said, listen, why don't you let me manage your rinks? You got like Steve-O, you have these people that do skills in town. When I was technical director for St. John Youth, I never paid myself once to do anything. I hired people that I think, like Kevin Johnson or whoever, to go do skills for certain age groups.
Yep.
Well, if I was managing these ranks, the summer tournaments, the spring tournaments, the spring teams, everything all goes in to pay the rink cost. Whatever's left over, there's some bonus money and all this, your salary. There's a way to do it, right? Because if one camp's hurting, you can pull from another camp that's doing really good.
Sure.
All the bills are being paid.
Yeah.
Right? Down to Hampton, if they want to really do good, hire a technical director that runs the camps. You got to find somebody that's good, because people aren't going to come.
Yeah.
Right? Like down the States, that's like
a lot of it going on down there.
Oh,
it's everywhere, it seems.
They're kicking our butt, and they have been. It's only getting worse. You look at the Quebec League. Look at all the kids that go college. College guys are moving on.
That's my next question for you, Andy. Which path, when it comes to trying to make it to professional hockey? Professional hockey doesn't mean NHL to me. I'm talking Europe, AHL, ECHL, where you can make a couple bucks playing hockey. What is the best path?
You get changed now with that new rule that you can play major junior and then go to college.
Yeah.
So now it really doesn't matter before college, 100%.
Yeah.
Because there's no comparison. I used to scout the college games, and I'd come see a Q game. The guys are pro ready when they leave college. And like, I had Alex Newhook all the time growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
So Alex was with my old ones. I had a brick team. He was on the brick team. He was a fat little chubby guy. His old man was great, Newfoundlander. Then he played with my Springs because we stopped doing the circuit here in the Maritimes because it wasn't good. Then I started, like Keith Primo and Wayne Primo, they own tournaments. I played with Keith, so started going to their stuff up there in Toronto, and then taking the kids from here. Bellamy was on the team, taking them so they could see what they have to work on. Well, Newhook would always meet us in Toronto. Once you seen him in Bantam, as soon as you hit Bantam, he hit a whole nother level.
I like Newhook a lot, man. He's my hat.
Oh, he's getting better. Like now that he's, I don't know what year he is in the NHL, but this year he was great.
Yeah.
That's what's interesting from he went Boston College.
Yeah.
Right? And I had Colin Graff all the time. He was on San Jose's first line. I had him since he was young. Same thing, college. All the guys that went college. I tried to get Riley to go college, but he didn't want to do it. So his path, it turned out decent for him.
Sure.
And like Cole Frazier, I had him lined up with, forget what school. He had one of these agents. He went to the Q, played in the Q for a number of years, and then he played university. He's going on to be a lawyer, which is great.
Yeah.
So again, same thing. Great kid. But being 6'6", and if he went to college, he might have been playing somewhere and then being a lawyer or at the same time. I think with the new rule, I don't think the Q's a bad thing to do, but again, I'm a numbers guy. So when you're looking at when somebody says, I'm going to be a first rounder. Oh, well, that's great. They have a first rounder every year, the Q. I don't know how many teams they have. Let's just say 20. So they have 20 first rounders that everybody thinks is really good.
Yep.
And only one of them goes on to play. But why is that? What's wrong with your program? Why are you not developing? Then how many guys from your program are not playing anywhere? Right? Riley played on the Sea Dogs, won the Memorial Cup, and probably has been the worst team that guys went on to play in the NHL from that one particular team. Usually back in the day, like back in my realm, is if a team won Memorial Cup, you usually see 9 or 10 guys playing the NHL because they want winners.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the numbers, why aren't they coming from the Q? Well, that means your game isn't translating to pro. That means the people that are running stuff, yeah, they may be there for 7 to 10 years, but they're still not producing anybody. That's my point with the Vetoes here in town. You've been running things for 10 years. Where are guys playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Here's what junior A is for me. You have to play 1 year junior A, preferably as an underager when you're supposed to still play midget, then move on.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Played 1 year, played for Forbes Kennedy. Great guy, just passed away. Forbes was original 6. Just what you see is what you get. Cared about his guys, always cared about me 30 some years later. Just one of them guys. And played for Forbes, went walk on, like this is where the dead end kid. So I walked, took a bus, 24 hours, me and another guy.
How old are you at this point? 18?
I'd say 18 or 19.
So you're not drafted into the OHL at this time?
Well, here's so back then, the Maritimes wasn't really scouted that much, right?
Okay.
Me and 8 other guys from the Maritimes were invited to come to Longueuil in the Quebec League.
Yep.
So Paul Willett ended up playing with Paul a number of years later. Paul was on that team, right? All the coaches knew how to speak English. They wouldn't speak English to us. They only did French. They cut us all.
Yeah.
So I went on. I ended up playing in the OHL. Matt Ripley, I forget somebody else. They went on and won the Memorial Cup that same year. So I played for Forbes Kennedy. Got a walk on with Bill LaForge, the famous.
Here, LaForge. Yeah. Yes.
So Bill said to me, I was on the bench because we had Brad May, Keith Primo, Paul Louse, Manny Legacy, Steve Stayas. We had all kinds of guys that went on and played 20 years in the NHL. So Bill said to me, can you fight? I said, yeah. He said, go fight that guy that's 6'6". So he pointed him out. I went out. I put the kid out of hockey with, gave him a brain clot, apparently.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was. Anyway, that's here and there. We went there, took a bus up. It was a long bus ride from St. John.
For sure. Yeah,
and then,
I hate going across Ontario.
We were trying out. The other guy was another guy from St. John, Jeff Walker. Jeff was told to go play Junior B. And Bill LaForge called me in to meet a scout from the Heartfelt Whalers.
Okay.
And Bill was great. He was a crazy dude, a lot of things, but guys like me that were good soldiers and did what he was told and asked of, he liked you. You know, Bill called me in to meet that scout. He's like, this is Andy Bezeau. Yeah.
LaForge gives you a chance one way or another.
Yeah.
He gives you a chance on this team. Did you feel you had to fight your way onto that team? Or did you believe that you could contribute in other ways also?
Well, you see, with fighting, I like it. So I'm not one of these guys, like you see them on social media. A lot of these guys talk about, you know, fighting and mental health and all that stuff. I chose to do it. You chose to do it. Now you're whining about it. I don't have the same, like, make a shitload of money doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys made a shitload. If I made that shitload, my mindset never changed on it.
Yeah.
It's now I get it. When I was told to go fight many times, say your hands hurt or you don't feel good and you don't really feel like doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a little bit of this, you know, you have to go do it. But at the end of the day, that's like, liked it.
You liked it.
Yeah.
That was part of your being, right?
Yeah.
It was part of your makeup.
Yeah.
It was part of your character, from the toughness in the childhood and everything, and just the grit. Okay, Andy, at one point I read that you were doing some scouting. 2001, you were kind of evolving to the next part of your life. You were still involved in professional hockey organizations with the Habs as a scout. Can you tell me?
When I moved to Boston,
Yeah.
I started scouting for Montreal.
Okay.
So I was doing the amateur side. And then when I moved back to Canada, they already had their guy that was locked up. So my job didn't exist anymore.
Okay.
So if I would have stayed down in Boston, most likely we would have been scouting with Montreal.
So currently you don't have any scouting affiliation with any program?
I haven't tried to, I got to take care of my animals.
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off. If I go and scout or try and get a scouting job, it eats up. I was seeing 300 games a year when I was doing it.
Yeah.
It was cool. But I've also seen, so you have these fence sitters, right? And, when you're in a room and they're going over their numbers and they're deciding who they want, in today's game, you see a lot of really good talkers that didn't play the game. Don't know what it's like to line up against somebody like me or line up against somebody way tougher or, you know, I was on the ice with Ray Bork, Cam Neely.
Wow.
Right? So Cam Neely's a massive man, just massive. And these guys have never had that feeling, don't understand it. They get in a meeting and they're fence sitters. So what they do is they're like a politician.
Yeah.
They see which way the GM is leaning and they agree with him. Right? It's like that politician. He's going to say one thing. There's where you see a lot of these teams, not a lot of organizations do extremely well, right? Well, there's a reason. They have, this one guy that was in Montreal. He's now with St. Louis. He is the epitome of a fence sitter, and I'm not even sure he knows how to lace up his skates, like a pair of skates.
Yeah.
Right? But he's still scouting, still doing it. You got guys in the Quebec League that talk really well, but can't win shit.
Yeah.
Or develop, but they keep their job year after year. And that's where the game has changed, because there's more of them guys. You always hear it. Well, you don't have to play the game to know. Yeah, there's a little nuance that you need to know.
Yeah.
Right?
It's definitely a benefit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like it's, and that's what I mean. There's, as far as the scouting went, I learned a whole bunch of stuff. I learned how dysfunctional Montreal was, because you got to see how decisions were made or based. I kept all my scouting reports.
Yep.
So a bunch of guys that I recommended for Montreal to take are now playing for other teams. It's a business. So you always have somebody like you in the RCMP. You see that guy moving up the ladder.
They're out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're up there. And
some of those people too, I believe, were book smart. They can pass the written test well and score high, but like when it comes to functioning, have no business being there.
hear you. Like people, when you're looking at Montreal, right? People are saying they're doing really good. I see that you have, that's your team.
That is my team.
Yeah.
Not
So,
my boys' team.
as far as Montreal, I think they're undersized. And during the season, I think there's a stat. If you score, most of the teams that make the playoffs score over 285 goals. So you need the small guys that will get you the points. But the problem is the teams that have probably a little less skill, but are more physical, hard and heavy in the playoffs, move on.
Yeah.
So, and if you look at Florida, they played hard and heavy when they won it. Both these teams that are in it right now, they're both huge on the back end for the most part. Montreal, their top player was pushed all over the place.
Yeah.
And everybody will say how great he is and he's skilled, he's all that. Well, it comes down to if you get a ring or not. And that was where I think a lot of the people that sit in a room, they look at like the eye candy,
Yeah.
but can't get over. If I was Montreal, I wouldn't have Caulfield on my team. I'd trade him to somebody else that needs a little guy that's going to get you points.
Find a little bit more grit.
Yeah. That's me,
200
but I
player.
mean, I'm not there.
No. Okay. I like that you're kind of talking this game. We can jump right into where I'd like to go, which is your coaching. 2 undefeated AAA hockey Bantam seasons. I wasn't there for the first one, but I'm aware I got to see it with the U14 Port City Sharks. What I notice, or at least what I think I notice about your coaching style, is it's always changing and very evolving and situationally based. But I also see you do very unorthodox stuff. Maybe it's not. You can tell me if it is or not. I could see us neutral zone trap. Sometimes you would use that to try to slow down the game and take the energy away from the other team. But I feel like I saw you employ that at times when we're already up big. Nope, take it. I would hear from the fans, take it back. And you'd see them respond very well to it. Like Blake's the snake bow hand looking like he wants a rush. Swing around and take it back to his zone, and you would slow things down a whole lot. Different tactics like that that would seemingly drive the other opposing coaches nuts. Tell me about that. What is your thought process about how to win the chess match?
I believe in, I don't like people rotting on the bench. And what I mean by that is every kid should play. People may not know it or even see it, but certain players only get face-offs in the offensive zone. Other people get it in the defensive zone. Sometimes I see who's on the ice, I can't put him out, I got to use somebody else. Some coach, once I know that a little chirp to him, he just combobulates, then his team follows suit. Right? When I'm looking at a team, the first team that went undefeated had 20 face-offs, and they were clicking. They're also a second-year Bantam team, not a first year, that are coming out of Pee Wee. It's harder to coach them guys because they don't understand things yet.
Yeah.
Mentally, they're younger. Also, with the undefeated team that I had the first time, all my affiliates, I held it set up that St. John would have been a powerhouse for a number of years to come. We had it set that your affiliates would be on your team next year, or you protect a certain amount of them.
Yep.
So that way they're, because any good teams you have is always having a core. So you build your core, So that means they know how to work. They know what's expected. The younger guys coming in follow suit.
Yep.
Right? That's what good teams have. After that winning season, somebody on the Etsa board didn't want it, so they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Right? So it affected everybody the way we could have been like crazy, in my opinion. I would have different face-offs based off what the other coach is doing. It's no different. If a guy's coaching the NHL, he should know who he's playing against and what their style is. Like a great stat, Montreal allowed 63 cross-ice passes. That's why they lost the series.
We couldn't possess the puck whatsoever, and 0 shots on net. They set some sort of historical mark of one game. They couldn't get the puck on the net in the whole second half. Mind-blowing to see it kind of crumble, but...
But you don't know what Vandermoor did for adjustment-wise. Whatever he did worked.
Yeah.
Right? Like, whatever lineups he had, whatever he did, well, there's little nuances in the game where, and again, it comes down to getting people to buy in. People are selfish. What's in it for me? And I use that as well. What's in it for you is people want winners. People want, you want ice? Right? You do this for me, I'll give you ice. You learn to do this, you play the right way. Some kids just get the puck to this spot.
Yep.
Just get it, put it here. Right? Like with your guy. I think your guy got a lot of ice at the end of the season because nobody could beat him out of the corners.
That's kind of his game right now, yeah.
Right. Well, there's where, like, I'll even make a system based on what we're doing. Like, I'll give you an example. I was trying to get the midget AAAs 26 years ago. So I had to do an interview. And I come in, it was John Yerkes, Cookie McDonald, and somebody else. I forget, just minor hockey people. So they said, well, where's your manual? I said, manual?
Yeah.
They said, well, where's all your drills that you're going to do and what system you're going to run? I said, I don't have one. And they were shocked. They were like, couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, I don't know if my team can turn right.
Yeah, you got to know
Right.
what pieces you have first.
Right. I said, I don't know if they can turn right yet. So if they can't turn right, then my system is going to be all on the left side. They couldn't get their head around that. But it's never changed. And, you know, maybe for eye candy, I should have had a manual and a book.
For sure. Yeah, that's funny. I do like your approach where you see what you have first and then change to that. You got to be willing to make a change midway through the season if you have to make sure that the team's going to perform better. Right?
I got one line playing this system. I got these other guys doing a different system.
I like that.
Like
It's so unorthodox.
Yeah.
Right? But it works.
Well, to me, the other people are unorthodox because they will not deviate.
They got the horse blinders on.
Yeah.
Right? Straight ahead, and this is what we do.
Like if you notice, you're talking football, okay? You're saying coach after coach comes in. Well, that's where the ownership is really bad because here's what happens. I take over a team. I may only want 2 guys that are on this team. So I start trying to get them out of here, but they're under contract. You can't get them all gone. You got to have them. Then you got guys that won't buy in because they're selfish or whatever it is. And then you fire this guy, say, in 2 years. The cycle starts again.
Over and over and over and over and over. That is the New York Giants right now. I'm hoping this year is the true change. They brought in a bit of a hard ass, John Harbaugh. He's got a pedigree to back his resume. I would see you game to game sometimes do different things. One of my favorite things I would used to see, and I would comment the games, me and Mike Walton, and do the old commentating, but we would see the Red Rover. That's what I would call it. You would set up boys right across the blue line, and it was like Braveheart. Hold, and then go. And one guy would go and put a heavy forecheck on, and then there'd be 4 guys sitting on the blue line, and you could tell that other teams were completely confused, like, what the hell are these guys doing? And they'd be cycling around in their own end, wondering, how am I going to break through the red rover line over there, right?
Yep.
And then they would come and usually get poke checked near the blue line and stuff. Is that something that you like to do a lot with your chess match? Like to kind of really throw something out of left
use
field?
that once with the girls. So it just comes down to who you're coaching against or what your team. It takes a long time to start getting people to do exactly what you want, but once they do, it clicks.
Yeah, it does.
Like it clicks. It's, and again, as far as development, it's the same way. Like, I'll touch on things that are going to transcend to the next levels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what you have to. I don't coach to where you're playing. I coach to where you're going. It's like I said, I was 19 when I walked into the Boston Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
So Cam Neely, Ray Bork, and a bunch of other guys. Well, I was not prepared mentally, so I coached the way I coach for kids so that everybody else is a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
The kids know that I'm coaching, know I like them, right? They figure that out. You can tell when somebody's genuine, or like that teacher that just, you're like a burden in a sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So it's like anything, it's energy. It's what people want to be around guys who bring it. You know who don't? The people that don't want to bring it.
True. You've been giving back to kids a long time. Yeah, you charge money for your programs. It's normal, right? You're running a business. It's part of real life. But you also have given back over the years. You've donated money. You've donated ice.
I used to do it all the time for minor hockey.
Yeah.
The problem is with minor hockey is the people running it, they don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't. My sports and hockey and everything else is about, never stops. Like I said, I'm in hockey. I'm in these other things that I do. I try and make athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's my goal, not like as far as donating and all that kind of stuff. It's the same people a couple years later that are sticking it to you with the rules or putting something in. Like, it's, as long as their kids are involved, they're happy.
Yeah.
Once their kids are, then they're, like, I had a group of kids. We had a group, Bellamy and all these kids and Breen. They didn't play minor hockey one year. We were known as outlaw hockey. That's what they called us, Hockey New Brunswick.
Okay.
So the kids all played with me. It was the biggest jump skill-wise, and that's why it was the most kids ever out of the city to go on and play Major Junior. So it works. They put a rule in place. They weren't allowed to go to Hockey New Brunswick and try out.
Because they weren't part of the minor hockey.
Right.
Yeah.
But all the kids that were in prep school down the States, they weren't part of Hockey New Brunswick either. They were allowed to come.
Yeah.
That's when you have grown adults sticking it to little kids to try and get at somebody like me. And what I'm trying to do is make NHL hockey players.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Because the same people that say to you they're going to play in the beer league, I don't think the same way. They may.
Down the road.
Why pigeon-toe them? Just like somebody can play in the NFL from St. John too. But you got to give them some opportunity. You got to give them the sports. You got to give them the guidance.
Sure.
Like,
people just need an opportunity.
Right.
Sometimes, someone to guide them. Good. If there's one thing that we're doing wrong in hockey development to get people to the next level, what are we missing? What are we doing wrong?
I think in St. John, we're missing a bunch. I mean, one, when the rinks won't let kids on, it's not about community getting out there. I think that's gone. I think with HNB being the governing body, I've never seen the technical director come to my practices to see, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. This guy. Like, I was involved in a project one time with an NHL team. They wanted to do testing. So Rick believes there's ways to test players that translates onto on ice from conditioning wise. And also what they were doing is a smart organization will go out and find the best skills coaches in different parts of the country. What you do is, if you have a kid, let's say his hockey sense is off the charts, but he can't skate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you can teach him to skate, you got yourself an asset, right? In St. John, if you look around, who's good at skills, right? I've seen them all. Through Live Barn, I've seen the guys in Pittsburgh. I know who's good. I found a woman, her name's Tanya Quigley.
Okay.
So when I used to travel, I'd stop in all these little offshoot rinks. I walked in, within 5 minutes, I knew she was really good. So I waited for her, talked to her, we started working together.
Okay. Yep. Where's she from?
She's from Augusta, Maine.
Okay.
So we used to do camps in Cape Cod. She'd come down. She still does them in Providence. Tanya would come here with the 01 guys. So we were doing, like I said, the 01 guys would do 100 hours in springtime, right? Other people aren't.
Yeah.
And ice was a lot cheaper then. 7 a.m.s, I started them. Nobody was doing 7 a.m.s. Then it kind of takes off. It's like anything. Once you start doing it, they identify who's actually good at what. So there's a guy in Moncton that's really good at teaching people how to turn. Maybe he needs to come teach me how to teach people how to turn, and vice versa, right? But that doesn't happen. What happens is you go on, you listen to somebody talk out of a manual. This is what you're supposed to do, and then you go around this pylon, all this stuff. I stopped using pylons.
I see that about your practices. My boy, throughout the years, a lot of flow drills, right? Same kind of flow drill. They know it inside out. They kind of just go through the motions. Your practices just look like a yard sale. It's just kids all over the place doing small area stuff over and over and over and over and over for almost an hour. And then at the end, there's a little piece that kind of ties it all together. It's like there's a light bulb. Tell me about that a little bit.
It's breaking down the movement. I come home from Major Junior. I wasn't a good skater. We didn't have skills coaches then, so I taught myself how to skate. That's what I started doing, movement-wise.
Yeah.
So I don't even consider myself a skills coach. I consider myself a movement person because I've always been into movement. You can watch, doesn't matter where you're at. You walk into a bar and then you see this woman or man, they walk better. Well, you notice them. There's something about them.
Yes.
How they hold themselves.
Presence.
Yeah. Posture, everything. Well, posture on the ice is something too, right? It's like, watching a kid that has 2 different socks on the ice. I don't like them guys.
Yeah.
Because he's going to let you down later. It's look good, play good, the whole 9 yards. Show up early, be on time, all that stuff, all the little disciplines that go into it. And so what I try and do, and I evolved over the years. So I used to use pylons. Well, then I figured now when you watch people, they will see this sitting here. They will look at it and then skate around it. So now I use ice awareness. This is gone. Go to an area, turn around so your head's up. So that way there, now your posture's better. Now you're checking 1, 2, back to your spot. Because if you watch an NHL game, look how many times they look.
Our heads are always going.
Yeah. Well, we don't teach that. Like, you can go watch the minor hockey, and it's the manual's not working.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. The manual's not working, right? Like, I had, this is an interesting story. So Martin St. Louis, really good hockey player, right?
100%.
So he was in Tampa Bay. So this would have been whenever he was there, long time ago. I had a guy I knew that was a scout for them or high up with Tampa Bay. I got him to send me every one of his shifts. So I've been doing video breakdown way before it even became popular. My skating has evolved crazy amount, keeps getting better, even better as I get older. So Martin St. Louis' foot would come off the ice this much. Okay? Mine was that. Just on a certain movement,
Yep.
but me to do the same movement. There's mine, there's his.
Yep.
NHL superstar, there's a minor leaguer. So, and this is why attention to detail and everything else is if you can bring this down, little things matter the most
They stack
because it makes them so efficient. Doesn't matter if it's football. If you got a guy that always has his shoulder leaning here, they're just going to tape and dump him. But
Yep.
if he's centered, square, whatever you like, I don't know a lot about it, but I know movement wise.
Yep.
Right? That's what it comes down to. Efficiency. All these things. Looking. If you got heavy feet, well, then you got to learn not to have heavy feet.
Yeah.
If you got these things, like, but again, we don't look at our ice time, how many times guys take knees. I try and maximize my ice, not take a knee for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you watch these coaches that start practices 15 minutes late. You want to know why they're doing that? Because they really don't want to run shit. Right? You can watch these skills coaches. They come out, they start 5 or 10 minutes after the ice time starts. My ice times start the minute.
Good
Ideally.
instruction. I love it. I'm not going to keep you much longer. We are
Okay.
long. This be kind of light, fast. You don't need to think much about it. It's kind of, which would you rather, this or that? A fighting major or a game-winning goal?
Game-winning goal.
Right. Big hit or big fight?
The same.
All right. Sir, would you rather an NHL arena packed up or a small town packed barn?
The NHL, because you're making all that money.
Sure.
Small packed barn, just for atmosphere, right on
sir.
top of you.
Gordie Howe hat trick or a real hat trick?
Real hat trick.
Right? More of a bus trip or plane ride guy?
Bus trip.
Bus trip. Why the bus trip? Longer time with your team.
I find sitting on the. I find flying. You're dehydrated. You're
Yeah.
sitting there. You're crammed in. Bus. You got cool guys. You have a good trip.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. If you were still playing today, would you rather have pre-game music to amp you up, or do you prefer complete silence and focus?
Doesn't matter because I can mindset. I wouldn't wear headphones or anything like that. Whatever's playing is playing.
You a coffee drinker?
Yeah.
Coffee or energy drink?
Never have an energy drink.
You
I
wouldn't
get
put
up,
that tainted shit in your body?
Well, I get up and have 3 coffees first thing in the morning. I have basically a set routine. I think discipline and I think structure is everything. I thought about joining the military even at this age. It would be something I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the age limit is now.
There is no age limit. I looked into it because I was actually thinking about
You're an animal.
do it, but I don't want to leave. I like my animals.
What are you more fearful of? Bill LaForge yelling at you? Or you go home and Michelle's got that look on her face and she gives you a blasting? You
I
better
really
answer.
don't get that look too much at the house because it's not like not a screaming or a yeller. I just go do my own thing.
Yeah.
Bill LaForge. Bill was all the mouth, Forby Kennedy and PEI. Yeah. Steve Ludzik, Rick Dudley, them type of guys. Yeah. Because Rick Dudley's the type of guy that I could be mad at Rick Dudley for doing something stupid or whatever it is. We could be mad at each other, and then I go to apologize for Rick for being stupid, and he accept it.
All right.
He's like, again, so that Bill, I know he passed away and stuff, but he was nothing compared to the old man.
Okay. Yes.
He did a bunch of stupid things.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
Right on that. Who's the best teammate you've ever had?
Oh,
What do you can think of?
Dougie Duel was cool. He's out of Moncton. He's coaching with the Wildcats. Dougie was cool.
He's coaching Team New Brunswick this year.
What's that?
He's coaching Team New Brunswick, U16 Canada Winter Games.
Me and Dougie are still good friends. I go up. His wife owns a yoga studio, so
Okay.
I teach Dougie's kid from time to time. There's a whole bunch. Like Keith Primo was cool in his own way. I learned some things from him. Paul Louse. Like it's when you play with 25 guys over X amount of time, you meet a lot of dudes.
For sure.
The one thing I can say about pro hockey is there's better people than there is shitheads.
Okay.
You only get a couple shitheads. I find youth hockey more shitheads than there is good people.
And that makes sense because to get to pro, there's only a few, like the work and the dedication and the networking. Like you have to be driven, set values that's similar to a lot of other people there, right? And if not, like you get weeded out pretty quick.
It's not my saying, is high achievers like high achievers and low achievers don't like high achievers. It's kind of true.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
From especially being in a room. You want me to do all the work? That's why construction workers get in fights with guys. You got the guys working hard, and then you got the lazy guy getting the same paycheck that does nothing.
Standing, leaning on the shovel.
That's right.
That guy.
And there's where it doesn't matter what you're in. It's the same. Them guys are a drain on any company.
Yeah,
like
for sure. Are you aware of the St. John Flames reinvigorating themselves here?
Yep.
If the St. John Flames called for Andy Bezeau to suit up for one more go, would you do it?
Cost him a lot of money, because, I'd do it.
No, I'm not even saying to go there to fight. I'm saying actually legit suit up and go see and put the edges to the ice, the tactical edge, and drive it and go up there and rip it up.
A lot of money because, again, if the rink's being filled, give me some money.
I love it. I love it. Excellent, Coach. Listen, I've appreciated your time here. This is the longest tactical take that I've ever done, and we're just getting into it. I really appreciate you coming in here, taking the time, Andy. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's it. Excellent. Thank you very much, Coach.